do. Let's test this out. Sweet. Alrighty, gonna get started in a second. Alright, so I played like a little bit of this before, and I think that Soldier is the hardest, or quote unquote hardest to get, because I think he's the one that like takes you through all the other people, and then like at the very end, if you haven't romanced anyone else, that's how you get him. But we will see. But yeah, Mika, if you want anyone specific, we can definitely go venture off on random people. What should our name be? What is something? Manaphy. Sure. Where am I? So yeah, I'm gonna try to go for Soldier, I think, during this, but there are save states, so anyone is game. The last thing I remember is playing Overwatch with some friends, and then, huh, where am I? Excuse me, this isn't a place for civilians. Who said that? Police! Calm down, if you'll please come with me, I can escort you out of the premise. I swear kids these days have no respect for private property. Look, I'm an angry old man. No. Pardon, did you say something? Nothing that concerns you. Oh, okay. By the way, I think your Soldier 76 cosplay looks pretty cool. I never had the time or money to cosplay, but I appreciate the work people put into it. Da, da, da. What's wrong? I'm just gonna ask you outright, kid. Do you even know where you are? Not really. I'm not looking for trouble, but I ended up here when I opened my eyes. This place really looks like the old Overwatch base? Holy, so this is the actual base? How did this even happen? Guess that's for us to find out. I can't do tough guy voices. Crash, the sound of groaning is followed after. Hey, got something for you. Pardon me, I've been experimenting again. So who's this? Hi, I'm Manaphy with 3 Ys, off-brand Prince of the Sea. It's nice to meet you, Mr. Winston, sir. Shoots an unimpressed face at Soldier 76. What do you expect me to do with this one? Jack, I know how you like to push the kids onto me, but I'm telling you that I'm no babysitter. The last time you dropped off Lena, I had lost nearly half of my notes. Easy, easy, I'm not pushing anything onto you. I've got to go meet up with a few contacts later, so I really don't have the time to deal with this right now. Should we go, Winston? Oh, we can't save at these points, so... Yes, no, Winston? Winston's the monkey. I'll make an executive decision and say, stay with Soldier. Weren't you going to escort me off the premise? I'm still kind of wrapping my head around the whole situation of me being here, you know? Guess I gotta go through with my words. If you want, you can come see me later. Sure, I'll see you later then. So where are we going? Ask me again when you're buckled in and secured. Are we there yet? For the last time, we'll get there when we get there! Now keep quiet or I'll turn this thing around and sick Winston on you. I should have left you in that abandoned hangar where I found you. But you didn't. The cherry blossoms are beautiful. Hanamura is so much prettier in real life. Let us save. Just so we have an easy spot to return to. Real life? I mean, up close and personal. I only saw pictures of it. Online. Soldier 76 stares blankly at you. He doesn't seem amused, but at least he doesn't make fun of your awkwardness. Oh hey, is that Hanzo? You've brought someone along with you, Jack. I thought you did not take on apprentices. I'm not just his apprentice, wink. Or I could be your apprentice if you want. Um, you want to see Hanzo? Hmm. Yeah, sure, we have a save state. We can do all these. It could be your apprentice if you want. Alright, enough of that. Hanzo, this is Manaphy with 3 Ys. Found them in a hangar at Watchpoint. Hanzo raises a brow at you. How could a person such as yourself infiltrate one of our bases? 1, that was really rude to say, but I'll forgive you. 2, I've got no idea either. To be honest, I don't even think I'm in my own world. There you go again. Now I'm certain that you're hiding something. Not from this world. Is that the best excuse you have? Yeah, I played a game where you're all characters in it. A loud beeping goes off. Look, I can't stay any longer than I have. Hanzo, I trust that you can deal with this. The 2 men exchange a brief nod before Soldier 76 goes back onto the aircraft. Hanzo turns to look at you. Guess it's just me and you. I'm not as kind as Jack. I'll not put up with your humor. Explain yourself now before I force an answer out of you. Whoa, whoa, all right. You lift your hands up to placate the tattooed man, praying that he doesn't unleash his dragons on you. If you know what I mean? No. So where I'm from, you, Soldier 76, and everyone else from Overwatch is part of this game called, well, Overwatch. Basically, we play as you guys and fight each other to capture points or deliver a payload or... Okay, you know what, this is starting to sound pretty bad. I mean, we respect you all as powerful soldiers, assassins, and mercenaries, and we sympathize with you all because we know your backstory. You are cut off by the vice grip on your arm. You know of my past? I know about your brother again. You do not say his name. You are not worthy to say his name. For a tense moment, you're afraid that he will make an attempt at your life. Thankfully, the man releases your arm and lets out a heavy breath. You stay quiet in fear of antagonizing him any further. Try to make amends. I'm sorry, I didn't know I would cross a line like that. I promise to be more careful of what I'm saying from now on. Dot dot dot. I know I'm obnoxious, and a loudmouth, and kinda reckless. Like a ray of light, Hanzo's solemn face breaks into a slight smirk. Not a full smile, but there nonetheless. Alright, cool, we're getting somewhere. It's too bad it takes pointing out my flaws to make him feel better. I'm overly confident to make up the fact that I'm always anxious. I make jokes even when no one laughs at them, and I'm really, really nosy. A few minutes later. I think I'm double jointed, but then people said that's not even a real thing. I get it, Manaphy. Thank you for apologizing so sincerely. Though your way of apologizing are quite strange. I just told you my whole life story, dude. I hope it makes you feel better. You hear a deep rumbling. For a moment you panic, thinking Hanzo really did send out his dragons. You snap your head up in shock before realizing that the noise was coming from the man himself. He laughs a deep and throaty, his laughs are deep and throaty, but you find that you quite like the noise. Ah ha ha, is it just me or did my heart just skip a beat? You know of my dragons, yes? Okay, so I mean, it sounds like non-tundra, but he literally, like, shoots an arrow and dragons come out of it as his ultimate attack, so it's silly, and it's one of those eyebrow wiggle if you know what I mean kind of things, but not really. You nod your head vigorously. How would you like, what's the word for it, a demonstration? With a smirk on both of your faces, the two of you reenact some scenes from Dragon Ball Z. Hanzo wasn't a very emotional man to begin with, so your relationship usually consists of you two trying to one-up the other. Nonetheless, he protects you whenever there's trouble, and you find it isn't so bad being the right hand to a black market empire. Congrats. Ending 3. Hatsukoi. True love. Let us load from there. Yeah, I mean, up close and personal. And so I think we can also get Genji through going here. So we can be... We might as well just try and get as many as possible. I guess I can go back for Winston later. Could be your apprentice. Not for that. Blah, blah, blah. A person such as yourself will try one of our bases. Is that the best excuse you have? You're all just video game characters. This doesn't make any sense. If you think I'll stand here and listen like a fool, you're wrong. Hanzo angrily marches off. Soldier 76 glares at you with accusation. This isn't the time to be playing around, kid. You'll be in big trouble if you're caught lying. But I'm not lying. I have no reason to lie. I have nowhere to go, and you guys are all I can rely on right now. A loud beeping goes off. Look, I can't stay any longer than I have. I've got places to be, and you're not making it easier. A rustle of leaves is the only indication of the man who jumps out from the trees and lands in front of you. The end of a katana is pointed straight between your eyes as you hold in a breath, afraid that the slight movement will cause the blade to cut you. Genji, great timing, actually. Deal with this one, will you? Hey buddy, mind moving the knife out of my face? Show me you have no weapons. You raise your arms to your head obediently, more so because of the threat of dismemberment than actually listening to the cyborg. I'm clean, I don't have any weapons. I don't even know how to fight. The katana is sheathed with a quick flick of the wrist, though you feel Genji's predatory gaze still on you. I heard from my brother that there's a rambling maniac who told him our lives were all fiction. He was in a bitter mood, and so I came to see what had caused it. I take offense to being called a maniac. Your brother seems quick to judge, as if he was a ray of sunshine himself. My brother does have quite the temper. He never really was one who could see beneath the outermost layer of a person. I am tongue-tied tonight. I start to think that Genji is talking about more than just other people. We'll be sensitive. Is something bothering you? I had an older brother too. Never saw him often since he was so much older than me, and I used to resent him for it. Genji snaps his head up to look at you, interested in hearing about what you have to say. You gulp from the pressure. It's never easy to talk about your feelings like this. I appreciate the Miyazaki music, by the way. Um, anyway, so I always took it out on him whenever we met, and I could tell the distance between us kept getting wider and wider. It wasn't until I lost him that I realized all of it was because of me. He was in the Marines, did it because he wanted to protect those he loved, to protect me. He never called often because he knew how much I hated seeing him. The distance between us grew because of me. I'm sure that he could have done some part in mending your relationship. You shake your head, caught up in the memory of the day your parents got the call. I remember the day I heard about it, the day I lost my big brother. I regretted so much. Oh, you're not hearing the music? Oh, I'm sorry about that. It's not very often, but right now there's like very touching Ghibli music in the background. I wonder if I turn it up a bit, maybe that'll help. I'm not sure. Let me know if anything changes. I remember the day I heard about it, the day I lost my big brother. I regretted so much. So much would have changed if I kept an open heart, if I'd been more accepting of his choices. You lift your head and face Genji with your face held high. You're not ashamed of your brother, though you always find it difficult to speak about him. What I'm trying to say is this. Ooh, now we have heart-shaped cherry blossom petals. Make the most of the time with Hanzo. I don't want you to have the same regrets that I did. Rebuild your relationship now before it's too late. A quiet moment passes between the two of you. Only the falling cherry blossoms accompany the noise of the blowing wind. My brother was wrong. This is no rambling maniac. You seem to understand more than even I did about bonds between siblings. Alright. I only have one question, however. I never told you my brother's name? Oh shoot. Explain to him that it could only be Hanzo that would be so upset with you. What with the way he stormed off earlier. The two of you bond over the yeah, that's trails. Anyways, trials and tribulations of a home life, finding similarities and differences between the two of you. You cannot help the quickening beat of your heart each time he opens up more about his well-guarded personal life. True love, family ties. Woohoo, more soldier! I'm gonna sell pictures of online. You don't need you anymore, Hanzo. Not just as apprentice, wink. What are you looking at? Oh my god, she just said another voice line. Hanzo-san, can you please call out your ultimate? Hanzo ignores you in favor of speaking to the older man. You have indeed attracted a strange one, Jack. Maybe I'm just weird because I'm in culture shock right now. I'm not even from this world. There you go again. I'm certain that you're hiding something. Not from this world. Is that the best excuse you have? You're all just video game characters. This doesn't make any sense. If you think I'll stand here and listen, he marches off angrily, glares at you with accusation. This isn't the time to be playing around, kid. You'll be in big trouble if you're caught lying. But I'm not lying. I have no reason to lie. Loud beeping. Can't stay any longer. And then it's Genji again. I'm not done talking to you, soldier. You latch yourself onto Soldier 76's arm in a flurry of adrenaline and recklessness. Before you can say any more, you find a hand at your throat. Let go of me. I can go. Get back up should they pose more of a threat. Oh, go get back up. No, no need. It's my fault Manaphy's even here in the first place. I'll man up and take responsibility. The grip around your neck releases and you gasp in some much-needed air. Geez, what's up with you guys and violence? The beeping gets louder. Genji, go and tell the others about Manaphy. Manaphy, you're coming with me. I liked that I chose Doot last time. So, go and tell them about Doot. You're coming with me is the funniest thing ever. You and Soldier 76 board the aircraft again. You ask if you can drive this time and are only replied with a smack over the head. Darn. Time to save again for some new stuff. Cool, we're in Hollywood. The map. I like how they have to specify the map. My contact should be around here somewhere. A flash of blue rushes past you and instinctively you shield your eyes with your hand. It's Sonic! When you remove them, you see a very familiar figure. Hiya! Oh, hello, who's this? I cannot do an obnoxious fake Tracer voice like everyone else can. You stare up at her with eyes as big as saucers, shocked at seeing the poster girl for Overwatch in front of you in the flesh. You're Lena Oxton, Tracer! Lena, this is... Oh, a fan! Aren't you just the quaintest thing? Jack, why didn't you tell me you'd bring a fan along? Let's see here. So I guess since we're going with everyone, let us try and do Tracer. You're telling me to be cautious about what I say, Jack. How did this one know about me? Seems Manaphy's a lot more smarter than I gave him credit for. A lot more smarter. I am a lot more smarter. Rude. Well, it seems my position has been compromised. I'll shoot you a message later, Jack. She's supposed to be British. As quickly as she came, Tracer leaves in a flash of blue light. Oh. Oops. Really, that's all you have to say about jeopardizing my mission and compromising my contact? To be fair, you brought me along with you first. You were the one who didn't want to leave. You didn't give me a choice. You had a choice to leave, back in the hangar. Okay, you got me on that one, but you gotta admit, we had some grade A banter just now. He lets out a frustrated groan. It's like I'm talking to a 10-year-old. It takes two to tango. You were immature enough to retort back and join me in the banter. So, do you admit to being immature yourself? Well, shut up! The difference between an Australian accent and a British accent is very fine. And, like, I don't know, it's not like she was being specifically Aussie or specifically British enough, I guess. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen the trailer. Despite your constant bickering, you and Jack fall into an easy friendship that included constant teasing and roasting from both ends. You're more careful about what you say, making sure to account the people around you and your surroundings. Just that situations like the one with Tracer wouldn't happen again. Soldier 76 would never admit it, but though you made him recede back to infantile teasing, you gave his normally grim life a touch of childish fun. Okay, so Soldier was surprisingly easier than I thought. Well, now let's go for Tracer for real. I honestly don't know how old we are as a player in this game. I would assume it's our age, but that'd be kind of weird dating like 47-year-olds as a 22-year-old. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, hello, who's this? Do. Would you please autograph my forehead? Tracer laughs, while Soldier 36 shakes his head in exasperation. You're only half kidding when you asked. Isn't this one so funny? Please don't encourage Manaphy, Lena. No, do encourage me. You wink flirtatiously, but you get the feeling no one is taking you seriously. Lena, you said you had the details on him. The target? Okay, so my playing by myself tells me that I think there's one more split up ahead. So I'm gonna save. Said the details on him, the target. Oh, I have them, of course, but do you really need it right now? Like, at this moment? Lena, what did you do? Why do you think I did something wrong? Which I didn't. Tracer must have a reason. Jack, sir, I think we should hear what Tracer has to say before jumping to any conclusions. The man sighs, but listens anyway. Go ahead, Lena. It's just that the target, well, I don't think she's who we should be going for. The target is a victim of that group as much as everyone else. What are you trying to say? So that the target deserves a second chance. There's still something left in her to salvage. I believe it. Believe it. Get a sense of deja vu from hearing the phrase, the image of a blonde ninja boy surfaces in your head. Yeah, again, I'm not the only one. It's because I believe you have a good eye for people that I'm gonna go ahead and listen to you. If it's what you really want, I'll call off the hit on the target. Really? Cheers! Gonna have to go back and check this in with Winston, however. Manaphy, stay with Lena while I go do that, will you? You nod your head in acquiescence. See ya! Let us be insightful. The target's actually Widowmaker, right? And now, like, classic music that I think. Oh, shoot, I can't tell you the name of it, but at first I thought it was like God Save the Queen or something. It's not that, but it's like. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That one, I forget the name of it right now, gosh dang it. But that one's playing. Tracy looks at you with a surprised look in her eyes. Yes, but how'd you know? I'm sure Jack will fill you in about my situation later, so let's just say that I know a lot about you and everyone else in Overwatch. Something's telling me you know about her, then. If you're talking about Widowmaker and what Talon did to her, then yes. They brainwashed her, made her kill her own husband, and turned her into a living weapon with no feelings or thoughts of her own. The mood between the two of you turns into a solemn one. How else would anyone feel such a complete destruction of someone's life? Talon did a horrible thing to her. That's why I believe that she isn't completely at fault for her actions. Yes, she still needs to be punished for what she did, but she would never have committed them if not for Talon. I agree with you. Amelie, I can't pronounce French, deserves some justice in her life, no? You're right, love. You know, the world could always use more heroes. Together, the two of you fight back against Talon, Tracer on the battlefield and you behind the scenes. Contrary to the kind of idiotic persona you display in front of others, your talent with computers and hacking exposes Talon's various crimes, which thankfully were documented and found with emails and such. You never considered yourself partial to either side of the Overwatch battle, but you slowly start to realize that being a good guy isn't too bad after all. Hooray! Ending 7. The cavalry's here! Alrighty, let's see if there's any more splits. Because there's so many more people. So many more people I want to romance. Really don't know. Questioner further. So many hacking skills. Does that have something to do with Widowmaker? Overwatch hero snapped to look at you. Start to wonder if you should start learning to keep your mouth shut. I'm not supposed to know about her, huh? If you start spouting some more Overwatch secrets, I'll have to silence you permanently. Come on, it's not like I can actually do anything with this knowledge. Trista then steps in front of you and grabs your arm. You open your mouth to ask her what she's doing, but she cuts you off instead. Seem to be having some issues with this one, Jack. Why don't I just take her right off your hands? Hang on tight, love. Hold on, Lena. Ah! Gotta go fast. You hear Soldier 76 yelling at the two of you to come back, comically shaking his fist in the air. You aren't being pulled back by Tracer's recall. You'd have made an old man joke, but alas, you find yourself being pushed onto another aircraft all too soon. You bite back the question lingering in the air, in fear of being put through recall again. You shudder. It felt exactly like what spaghettified sounds like. Oh, hey. Sorry for the sudden rush, love. Jack won't listen to reason when he gets in a mood, you see. You're still a little dizzy, but you suck it up like a champ. No need to whine and make yourself seem even weaker than you already are. It's not every day that a civilian, from this world or not, gets to spend a day with the heroes from Overwatch. More saving! Because now we are in uncharted territory. I don't know any of this. No problem, though I have to ask. Why did you bring me along? Ah! For the second time that day, you find yourself screaming and throwing yourself at Tracer. Oh, it's just a spider, dear. Nothing to be afraid of. But as a Black Widow, these things could kill you, you know? A deep, almost sinister chuckle reverberates through the air. Out from the shadows comes a looming figure. Ooh, ooh, ooh. You are right, girl. Widows are indeed deadly. Yeah, I don't know. I hate to be, I don't know, the jerk who critiques costumes, but like Widowmaker's costume, aside from like the Origins Edition 1 Noir, I think is what it is, they're all kind of awful. Like, the front cut and then the back cut, and then like, I don't know, it just doesn't look good. It's all weird. But that's, I don't know, only my opinion. Yeah. You think she's hitting on you? Let's romance her. Let's all just keep calm and trace her on. Do not say it, Tracer. Oh, okay, as long as no one here is making an attempt at anyone's life. Whoa, Widowmaker, even scary and purplier in person. Widowmaker glares at you, not willing to acknowledge your humor. Pray like you are one of the first ones to get tangled in the spider's web. We'll just keep being awkwardly flirty. You're scared, but kinda turned on. You blush and laugh awkwardly before a beeping goes off. Does everyone have the same ringtone? Shoot, Jack's leaving dozens of angry exclamation mark written messages on my pager. Better go back and try to soothe things before he goes on a rampage. Manaphy, I trust he can stay with Widowmakers. He's not as bad as you think. Bye now. Cheers! Okay, so apparently this takes place in, what, like 2075 or something? And they still have pagers. Wow. That is impressive. As quickly as she came, Tracer leaves in a flash of blue light. An awkward silence settles between you two. So, I'm Manaphy, off-brand Prince of the Sea, though you probably already knew that. I have no time to babysit anybody. Know that now. I don't need a babysitter. Tracer brought me here for a reason, and I'm starting to think it's because I know about your past. Widowmaker raises an eyebrow. Not overly interested, but the crack in her stone-cold facade starts to break through. And what do you think you know about me? You know that Talon brainwashed you and that they've changed you to be something of your nightmares. They took your memories and wiped you of any emotion, turning you into a living weapon. You remember the suffering that Bucky from the Captain America series went through each time his memory was wiped, turned him into the Winter Soldier, and you wonder if Widowmaker has brief flashes of clarity where she remembers her past. I don't need your pity. What happened to me is upsetting, yes, but understand this. Who I am at this moment is who I will be from now on. The past Emily is gone, is long gone. This is who I am now. This is who I am, to quote Shadow. I'm not saying that Tracer and me, or anyone else for that matter, will try to change you. Talon did that enough for you. I just want to know, I just want you to know I sympathize with your situation and that I'm not going to completely condemn you for your actions. I know that I've committed crimes that go beyond a simple apology, but you need to know that I hardly feel much of anything anymore. It's only when I'm in the moment of the kill that I feel alive. On one hand, you feel giddy from hearing a familiar line of Widowmaker's animated short. On the other, you're left with a heavy feeling of empathy and fondness for the assassin. Hey, at least you realize what you're doing, or at least who you're working for, is wrong. That's one step in the right direction. You offer a small smile towards the woman, and you're happily surprised at the almost smile, more like a warm smirk, really, that she gives you. You're not as bad as I thought you were. Right back at you, Emily. Double finger guns. Together with Tracer, you fight to clear up Widowmaker's name. In time, Emily leaves Talon and fights on your side. She can't leave the life of fighting, after all. She's usually as thorny as a rose, but as beautiful as one, too. Amour. Woohoo! And now we have to think that she's gonna kill us. Yeah, she wants to kill me. I'm not planning on getting bit by a spider anytime soon. Please. Look at you two getting along. You and Widowmaker share your luck. Despite your differences, you both find Tracer's unbreakable optimism just a tad too cheesy. Widowmaker, this is Manaphy. Manaphy, this is Widowmaker. Now that introductions are over, I'll fill you in on the plan. I never realized you thought that far ahead to make a plan. Yeah, some of them are only vaguely romance. I think I might have chosen, like, wrong for it to be true romance. I don't know. I don't think any of them are, like, bad ends per se, but there's probably better ends if you choose the right one at the very end. Give me some credit, Widow. Anyway, we're planning on getting Widowmaker out of Talon. Something tells me it's gonna take more than a resignation letter and a 2-week notice for her to leave. You got that right. Right now, Talon's monitoring her too closely. We need to find an opening for her to leave without too much of a gunfight. Talon will fight with everything they have to make sure I don't leave. If I get caught, then it's most likely my memories will be wiped. And then we'd be back to square one. That's why we need to make sure we don't fail, but as we are now, the two of us, no offense, Manaphy, won't be able to stand against Talon all that much. So that's the reason you're trying to stop Soldier 76 from getting Widowmaker's information earlier. That's right, we need more allies, however, and I think I know just who to recruit next. Oh great, more of your friends. You're one of my friends too, Widowmaker. Three of you get into Tracer's aircraft. You sit farthest away from Widowmaker as possible. Not that the woman minded, since she spent the time polishing her weapon. Ugh, it's cold. Don't worry, dear. We won't be here long. I have so many save spots, and I'm only using 3. Figure seen in the distance. Widowmaker lifts her gun as Tracer waves her arms. Over here, hey! I'll scope out the area and silence anyone who sees us. Wait, you don't have to. Widowmaker ignores the younger woman and stalks away. Tracer has a small frown on her face as she watches her leave. I think Widow felt uncomfortable. Hey, she'll be nearby still, and if anything, we can just call her over if we need her, right? I guess so. Zenyatta! How? I mean, don't get me wrong, I know that Omnics are kind of potentially human soul, or they decided that they have souls, at least some of the Omnics did, but like, I'm gonna romance a robot here. Hello, friends. You have visited me in my place of meditation. There's something you wish to speak to me about. Zenyatta, you believe in seeing the good in people, right? Of course. In anger, you defeat only yourself, is also what he just said. You don't really believe that, do you, Zenyatta? Don't you fight too? There are times where words do not reach the hearts of others, and so we must resort to more forceful means to be understood. I don't know how you make senseless fighting sound so philosophical. So you also believe in giving people a second chance. Forgive, but do not forget. What would you do if, say, a person from a bad group of people wanted to turn over a new leaf and come over to our side? I mean, the good guy side. I do not see why that would be a problem. There's always time to reconcile with your enemies and atone for your actions. You really are a kind person. That means you'd give Widowmaker a chance, right? Widowmaker has been a formidable enemy, but if she's genuine about making a change, I will accept her with open arms. I'd like you to be in my open arms, wink. Sure, would be awkward. Well, I'll go look for Widow and just get out of your hair. Cheers! Just me and you, buddy. So what else do these balls floating around you do? You continue to use cheesy, toe-curlingly disgusting pickup lines on Zenyatta. The Omnic never answers to your flirting, but sometimes you get lucky and make the Omnic blush. Samadaya. So that's one of his endings. I'm sure if I flattered him more, it would have been better. But we'll call that a success. Don't have to. All this stuff. So would you be able to forgive even Widowmaker? Widowmaker has been a formidable enemy. Wait, did I say this one before? Oh no. Stop at where Tracer zoomed off to, turning to Zenyatta, you wonder if Tracer really did forget about you, or trusted that you'd stay with the Omnic. Do not worry, she's young and excitable, so she tends to act on impulse. Oh, did you just read my mind? Actually, you know what, don't answer that. If you will not mind, I would like to introduce you to a close friend and a colleague of mine. You nod and follow him inside the temple. There she is. May! Hello, who's this? I'm Anfi, it's a pleasure to meet you. Can't help but be more positive around May. Must have something to do with how friendly she is. May is so fun. The best thing to do is in skirmishes before matches. You, play as May and you just spam, like, hello and your voice line and stuff, and your emote, and, it's making friends. Making friends. It's better when you're in a group because then they're less likely to think you're just some weirdo. But at the same time, like, I have been able to make friends as just a single player thing. Any friend of Zenyatta's is a friend of mine. I'd like to be more than just a friend. Oh, really? She blushes at your confession. Please excuse me, I forgot I had promised Genji to meditate and help him reach his inner peace. See you, friend. Goodbye, Zenyatta. Uh, I'll be actually sincere to her. I appreciate what you do for the world and its climate. I'm glad. It's a thankless job, but I'm happy knowing I made a difference. What is this song? I think it's another Ghibli one. It sounds more like classical Chinese instruments, I think. It might be completely not that, though. Maybe it's just Chinese pop. Anyway, I was really into preserving wildlife for animals whose natural homes were destroyed by human construction. Global warming also affects their natural habitats. Yes, animals play a huge part in maintaining a healthy environment, so it's really upsetting to watch them lose their homes, struggle to survive, and unfortunately, many species end up extinct. It'd be great if more people and Omnics had awareness about our impact on the world around us. Hey, don't worry, we can spread information and keep researching reusable energy sources. We can do it together. You and May tag team together and create a project towards the preservation of wildlife and research. Of course, May had to dedicate her time to fight in Overwatch, but all in all, you think the two of you work as a great team. Ending 16, Pengyo. So that was still not Romancy. Okay, just because it's me, I want to see if the awkward flirting works. So me, you, Michael's eyebrows. Huh? Is it just me, or is it burning up in here? You're on fire? Why didn't you tell me Why didn't you tell me sooner? I'll put you out. Wait, no, May, it was just a bad pickup line. Stop. Put that ice blaster down. Ah! You know, with frostbite that keeps you bedridden for a week, at least you keep all your fingers and toes. The one upside of being hit with May's endothermic blaster is that she was the one who nursed you back to health. Too bad she ignored any request of you seeing her in a nurse outfit. Now you know better than to use pickup lines that May would misinterpret, lest you dare risk your life again. And then, well, I me is that one. Okay, so, yeah, some of them aren't particularly like, ooh, so romance. But that's fine. Anyway, so now, let's do... Really appreciate your efforts. Forgot I had promised Genji to meditate. And now we just don't flirt. Okay. By the way, do you mind coming with me to visit my friend who's having a problem with climate change if it's not too much trouble? May stares up at you with big round eyes. You find it hard to say no. Yeah. Yes. Thank you so much. Let's go. I wonder what would happen if you don't. Maybe I should have done that. You remember that May has been cryogenically frozen for a bit, and you start thinking that perhaps she should have retaken her pilot's test, or whatever it took to fly an aircraft. You've been through too many sharp turns to come out of the aircraft without wobbly legs. Are we seeing who I think we're seeing? Jessie, over here! McCree starts speaking in a really bad southern accent. Well, looky here, gone one of them up-and-coming youngsters trying our shot at being sheriff. This town ain't big enough for the both of us. Kay looks horribly unimpressed while May tilts her head in confusion. You done? Oh, yeah. I called you over. I didn't expect you to bring along some crazy with you. Hey! Jesse, be nice. Anyways, you said you were having problems here with climate change? Definitely. You see, the temperature has been wild lately. Absolutely unnatural. We'll make a fourth save. May gasps and stares up at the leather-clad man in horror. That's more metal than leather, but sure. You just kind of stand there, upset that nobody wants to play along with your sheriff act. Oh no, can you think of any reason why that may be? Perhaps an increase in carbon emissions? McCree leans in forward to the both of you as if he was about to tell a dark secret. I do think I know the cause. It's because my AC is broken. What the? Jesse! Sure, yell any louder. I really thought you were having a problem. I did have a problem. It's been so hot lately. I have to take off my poncho whenever out fighting. Got an image to upkeep. May looks to be preparing to blast McCree along with everyone else in her line of sight, including you, so you intercept and play as peacekeeper. Let's calm down, folks. McCree, it's kind of insensitive of you to make us come all the way here to replace your broken AC. May, look on the bright side. While we're here, we can, spend time with friends? McCree shakes his head, thinking he could have made a better save than what you just did. Thankfully, May looks to have calmed down a bit and released her hold on her weapon. I guess you're right, Manaphy. Sorry, Jesse, for overreacting. Sure, and I apologize for making you come all the way out here. Yay, we're all friends again! May gasps and put her hands up to her mouth in urgency. I have another appointment that is actually urgent, so I'm afraid I'll have to leave. Jesse, please stay with Manaphy. Goodbye, you two. Goodbye. Till next time. Once May disappears into the horizon, you turn back to speak with McCree. Guess I'll have to call in a repairman to fix my AC. Maybe Winston could figure it out. You open your mouth to add something until you feel something around your legs. Looking down, you see black smoke gathering around the ground area. Always with the dramatics. Jesse, who's this? Emo, death. Hot topic. I'm kidding. He's an edgelord, though. You gape up at the black-clad man, your mouth slightly parted. You look like you've seen a ghost. trying to recreate what he said. He has voice lines scattered throughout. I'm not sure if those are getting through either, but it's like all of their voice lines. So things like "you look like you've seen a ghost" is one of them. What's so funny? Nothing. Uh, Why do you reload like that? He literally chucks his gun and like apparates a new one or something. It's beautiful. Why do you reload like that? What do you mean? You just chuck your used up guns on the ground and then pull out the next one to reload. Why not just replace the bullets instead of the entire gun? I don't need to answer to you, brat. Uber growls at you threateningly. I'm sure Manaphy wasn't looking for trouble, ain't that right, Manaphy? Yeah, but I have to ask, aren't you still in Talon? Shh, how'd you know about that? The brat isn't even supposed to be here right now. Yeah, here I am. I've been bugging Reaper for a while now. Make that consistently, on a daily basis. I've been trying to convince him to switch sides. Talon's got nothing to offer you. When it comes down to the wire, they'll sacrifice you for the sake of furthering their own agendas. Uh, Geez, which one would even be better? Would divulging Tracer and Widowmaker's secret help? Or would asking how far they've gotten? Oh, we have a save, so we can always backtrack. No wonder she's been out a lot more often lately. Should've figured out that girl would see the good in that spider lady. What's wrong? Never realized Widowmaker wanted out of Talon, too. Took her as the one who stayed so long as she's on the winning side. No, she's really not that bad. Tracer even got Zenyatta to help. The monk? Well, I'll be darned. If she can be forgiven, then you should be too, Reaper. Yeah, we can meet up with Tracer and work together on getting you and Widowmaker out. It'll be great. We can all work as a team. Except that we can't. Emo dad sad. What do you mean? That's just optimistic thinking, Brett. It's not gonna be sunshine and rainbows just because we all unite together as one. It doesn't work that way. Then how's it supposed to work? It's just gonna go me and Jesse had planned. Isn't that right, Jesse? McCree looked torn, deciding whether or not to keep you out of the loop. Look, man, we've been planning together for a while now, and we don't want to stray from our goal. But you're gonna get your goal. What's the worst that can happen if we let Tracer in on this? Try to get the two men to see your reasoning. You never noticed in the game, but these two are awfully stubborn. She's trying to get the other members of Overwatch to help too, right as we speak, and so far Talon doesn't know anything, right? So it's safe to say that everyone's been very secretive and careful about this. Man, if he's got a point, Reaper. Reaper exhales a loud sigh. You hear him grumble under his breath, something that sounded an awful lot like, I'm getting too old for this. Whatever, Brad. Yeah, guess there's no helping it now. Yeah, we can all be a team now, like Overwatch plus me! You smile goofily, and though you don't notice it then, the two men had amused smirks of their own. As everyone gets filled in about Widowmaker and Reaper's planned effect, you find yourself spending a lot of time with the man dressed like Death. He still calls you a brat, but at least you hear some affection in the name. You tried to give him a nickname too, but after calling him Bones and Mr. Infinity Guns, you've learned to just stick with his given moniker. You managed to find his phone unlocked once and found only one song in his music library, Linkin Park, in the end. Safe to say he taught you a lesson about snooping. You spotted a few bullet holes in your clothes after busting out laughing and getting caught. Ending 19, Amigo. So I guess that's Reapers? Okay, so we can stay here. I guess we'll see where that leads. You're cool. Say no anyways. Pretty please. No! Pretty please. Fine. Okay, so that's all that is. Okay. So now we need to be flirty with McCree. Definitely. Blah, 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 blah. The AC is broken. What the? Now let's see here. Who else do we still have? Diva, Farah. I don't think Anna's gonna be in this because she's hot off the press. Um, Reinhardt, Torbjorn, and then we can go all the way back and get Winston at the start. Ugh. Do you still need your AC fixed? Ain't gonna fix itself. I have another appointment that is actually urgent, so I'm afraid I'll leave. Pretty handy if you let me look at it. I could probably fix it. You spend the next hour repairing the broken AC. Oh yes, Junkrat, thank you. Which means also Roadhog. You spent the next hour repairing the broken AC. You were slightly worried at first that because you were in a different world and in the future that the technology would be too advanced or alien, but you were pleased to find that for all the futuristic things this world has, the basic AC still stays the same. Well, that's a tongue twister. The repair gets AC working on McCree blasted us cool with 69 degrees. Ain't bad at all. Shoot, I should have saved. You're easy on the eyes, shooter. As I always say, I reach for the sky. You're saying you're too good for me? I'm not good, not bad, but I sure as hell ain't ugly. Of course. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So you're definitely being kind of a jerk right now. You don't pout, absolutely not, and instead give a strongly petulant frown. Calm down, don't get all cracked up over this, little bunny. What are you calling a bunny? If anyone was a bunny, it'd be Diva. Leave her out of this. That girl ain't a bunny, I tell you what. She launches her neck with no thought whatsoever. I swear I'm gonna get caught in it one day. You laugh, remembering all the times that exact scenario has happened to you. At least your laugh ain't half bad. Compared to who? McCree gives you a charming, teasing smile. A coyote. Punch him! Most of your interactions with McCree involve some kind of teasing, but you learn to take it in stride. The Western man was usually gruff in that stereotypical alpha male kind of way, but you learn that his soft side is as sweet as honey. Of course, he'd probably aim the end of a rifle at you if you ever said anything about his soft side in front of anyone. I'm your Huckleberry. Oh, jeez. Okay, so back to this one, I guess, and just don't hit on him. I need a closer save now. Oh, shoot. DC, I'll need your AC fixed. Goodbye. I take pride in fixing things. Never would have thought that from the look of you. Okay, I think we can save, because I'm not sure if there's anything in the McCree Reaper split anymore. Never would have thought from the look of you. What do you think from looking at me? Nerdy, never held a gun in your life, a bad sense of humor. Okay, some of that's actually true. Nonetheless, it was good meeting you. You smile in pride. You're starting to get the recognition you deserve. You don't mind coming back to fix my AC again when it breaks, right? That darn thing gets uppity with me when it's humid. Your smile drops into a frown just when you thought you were being appreciated. Sure, why not? Friends, the sharpshooter agrees with you. You get the slight feeling that he only keeps you around because he's horrible fixing anything. This one time where his phone wouldn't turn on and you only had to ask if he charged it recently to know he forgot. Your relationship could be described as friends with benefits, but the benefits consisted only of you repairing his things and him only making fun of you sometimes. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. Oh, okay, so that was just another one of his. Shoot, and I saved over that one. So I guess it's time to go Reaper side and see if there's anything over there. Because I'm pretty sure I've done all options aside from that. Yeah, we're all friends again! And then Reaper's here. Um, aren't you still in talent? Oh, wait. Oh, okay. It is the same. I was confused for a second because I asked the reload one last time. And we're trying to commit some switch sides. Okay, here we go. I think this is where the save split goes. Okay. Shoot. Wait, why did I just volunteer that? I never had the option this time. Okay, so then we go and meet up with Tracer. That's the difference. Okay. Until a red light starts flashing from experience, as in moves in video games, you associate flashing red lights as a sign of danger. Unless you duck under your chair for cover, McCree sees something out from the window on his side, but before you can say anything, something large collides into the hull of the aircraft. You're falling just after you see the two men get tossed aside from the impact. Well then. Your eyes are fuzzy for a bit before you can see. There are bits and pieces of aircraft around you, among other ruins. The most disconcerting thing right now is that you're alone. Off in the distance, you can see some pieces of the aircraft, though opposite from there seems to have footprints. Oh, can I go backwards? Okay, follow footprints and save, because I think we can go back. Follow two pairs of footprints until you come along a clearing. They're two familiar figures talking amongst themselves with their backs turned to you, and so you decide to sneak up on them. Oh, these guys again. Stop right there! Don't even think about it. Oh man, you knew I was here. Of course you did. We heard your shuffling a while ago. Then why didn't you say anything? On top of that, were you guys even looking for me? We're gonna wait for another minute before leaving you. Nice to see just how important I am to this team. Which is not at all rude. Now hold on, we need to find a way to get to Tracer now that our aircraft literally got blown out of the sky. I have a pretty darn good feeling I know just who shot us down. Three of you head off until you see the large figure of Roadhog pulling something out of a pile of scrap metal. Hey, big guy. Oh, so, Kelly Turnbull, Sea Squid, has, like, the most amazing Roadhog cosplay right now. It's all up on her, like, Twitter and Tumblr right now. I love it. With the last big heave, Junkrat's whole body is pulled out of the metal pile. He collapses on the ground, looking dazed as Roadhog turns to look at Reaper. You two idiots were the ones whose missile hit our aircraft. Your aircraft hit my missile. Junkrat gets up with renewed energy to defend his friend. That's right. Fair suck of the staff. Why don't you watch where you're flying next time? Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. That's all I know. Look, let's all just accept the situation we're in, Roadhog. Junkrat, we're trying to reach Tracer, but not with our aircraft gone in pieces. If we could just ask for you two's help. Why would we help you after you accused us and all that? Okay, well stop pointing fingers. Ain't that right, Reaper? Right. Fine, we'll help you, but first let me know what you want to see Tracer so badly. I'm not going in blind and helping you all out. I learned my lesson. McCree looked to Reaper, who gave him the go-ahead with a nod. You wonder if you can really trust the two Australians with this information. Tracer is planning on getting Widowmaker out of town, which is also what I'm helping Reaper out with. The girls don't know what we're planning, the same thing, so we're gonna meet up with them and talk it over. Oh, I see now. Why didn't you say so in the beginning? We'll be glad to help from one mercenary to another. Ah ha ha! The three of you turned blank-faced to look at the laughing Australian. The radiation must have seriously done more damage than I originally thought. So you're really good at making... what was that? Making bombs and stuff, right? That's right. Now we're talking. Of course I am. Why would you mind joining us then? We need all the firepower and distractions we can get two high-profile mercenaries out of Talon. Man, if he's right, if y'all could even spare some of your weapons for us. No problem, we're up for a good fight, ain't that right, buddy? Roadhog stands to the side, lets out a grunt. Junkrat apparently understood what that meant. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me, buddy. If you want weapons other than my bombs, you should go and see Torbjorn. He'll have some upgrades for sure. Probably has an aircraft he made himself lying around, too. I'm not sure if I want to romance the old Swedish dwarf, but I guess for completion's sake. You thank Junkrat for the three of you and wave to him goodbye. Junkrat waves back at you and Roadhog grunts out a goodbye as well. You think they aren't bad at all. Hear the noise of something whirring after walking for a bit. Hey, bye, this time we're going to do the talking. Why don't you just stand over to the side? Ah, that wasn't a suggestion, but an order, isn't it? You got that right, but at least you're learning. Whatever. Feeling particularly like an angsty teen, you huff and stalk away. Fortunately, you see a cute yellow bird to pay attention to. Oh! Oh! That's right, Bastion. Let us play with Bastion. Brushing off the slight pang of irritation from earlier, you bend over closer to the yellow cardinal. Hey, little birdie, birdie, birdie. You whistle at it until you feel something looming over your shoulder. The bird flies towards said something. Guess this will also be our next save point, if this means anything different. Oh, it's you. Weird, I usually scream my head off whenever I'm surprised. Guess I'm just getting used to getting my heart rate up. The robot, yes. Yet another robot-type person to woo. I'm sorry, I can't understand you. The X-War machine tilts its head at you, as if examining you closer. You worry that Bastion might deem you as a danger, and it would start firing at you. Then again, Bastion is one of the more peaceful characters in the game. So, my name is Manaphy, off-brand Prince of the Sea. I'm guessing you're Bastion? Right, you're probably wondering how I know that. Let's just say I know a lot of things. Bastion offers the bird that's perched onto its hand. Of course we're gonna take the bird. Why would I ever be mean to a bird, even in a game? You gently and slowly take the bird in your hands, smoothing down the feathers that were ruffled. Apparently, in like the very early versions, like the trailers, the very first trailer for the game, which, by the way, like has none of the polish of the finished game, but like Bastion had a shield, kind of Reinhardt style. That would have made him a bit even more overpowered. I remember your name now, little guy, Ganymede. Bastion responds with a high-pitched sound that tells you you've got the bird's name right. Ganymede chirps in a similar fashion. Aw, you're so cute, Ganymede. The next few minutes are spent in a comfortable silence. You get the feeling that Bastion isn't quite used to being around a human that didn't try to kill him for this long or this peaceful. I can't place this music, but it's something that sounds kind of hopeful and symphonic. You want me to follow you? Come across a small garden hidden under a ledge. There are mostly hardy breeds of flowers like perennials blooming even in the shade. These flowers are beautiful. Did you grow them yourself? Great do. Take your time to appreciate the flowers since Bastion must have worked hard to cultivate them. The next thing you know, however, Bastion is handing a flower of a pretty shade over to you. Of course you blush. Thanks. Swoon. Spend a lot of your time gardening with the robot, finding every fertile area you can to create even more little gardens. Ganymede is always a constant yet pleasant source of company on days where Bastion goes off and fights. Though every year, without fail, the same flower Bastion gave you on that fateful day will be on your pillow just as you wake up. You stay, I go. Yeah, Iron Giant. One of his sprays kind of reminds me of the Iron Giant, too. It's just like this giant Bastion-looking robot. It also kind of reminds me of, Evangelion. I know, these are kind of ridiculous, aren't they? um... Yeah. We'll go with this one. Bird flies towards something. Oh wait, no, I need to go back. Yeah, we'll eavesdrop. Not caring much for Reaper's orders, you follow the two men in the clearing, getting closer to the whirring noise. You see another figure hunched over what looks to be some kind of rotor. Oh, there's Torbjorn. I see you, McCree and Reaper. Calm down, dwarf. I'm not a dwarf. He's on our side, don't worry. Torbjorn stays quiet for a bit, still a little distrustful of the man who's responsible for a lot of grief in his life. I'm not gonna slap the bird! That would be too mean. I'm afraid I'd get killed by Bastion. To cut things short, I'm planning on defecting from Talon. Junkrat told us you could provide some weapons and a ride to see Tracer. What's in it for me? You get one less smirk on your ass. Oh, snap. Reaper, ignore what he just said. Torbjorn, the man is talking out of his butt. To answer your question, Talon will be weakened significantly just from this guy leaving. To imagine you back on our side, Raze. It'd be just like the good old days. So I understand why we're asking for your help and cooperation? Torbjorn looked between the two men with an assessing glance. Finding what he wanted, he let out a grunt of approval. You've got the right man for the job. Smiling at the success, you failed to notice a piece of scrap metal lying by your feet. As you shuffle to turn around, you accidentally trip and fall on it. Ouch. Who's this? Thought I told you to stay back. Hmm. Gosh, I don't want to romance Torbjorn, but fine, introduce myself. Wait, ignore Reaper and instead introduce yourself. A Manphy, an ally and friend. To who? Ignore him. This one knows to set their priorities straight. You two seem to be getting along just fine, by the way, Torbjorn. Lend us your aircraft. Fine. Not too surprised that Torbjorn would lend his aircraft so easily. The man seemed to be much nicer than he appeared, after all. McCree and Reaper boarded the aircraft quickly. He waved goodbye to the two. Too bad, it's for completion! I'll do what I want, Mika! Bye, guys, have a safe trip. Aren't you going with them? He took in surprise and let out a yell. You're right, those darn jerks! I bet they're planning on ditching me all along! Mind helping me? I'm not up to it. There's no place here for people not willing to work. He let out a long-suffering sigh, but you decide to stay anyways. You don't know when McCree and Reaper would be back anyways. Fine, I'm sorry. What do you need help with? Get my welding supplies over there. But it's by a kiln, a really hot, still on fire kiln. I can't stand the heat. Stay out of my way. And we become his assistant, begrudgingly, much to the man's own dismay. Actually unexpectedly talented at engineering and building things in general, that is, if you're not feeling lazy that day. Though you constantly tease Torbjorn with dwarf jokes, and he teases you about your laziness. Can't help but feel there's a strong friendship between the two of you. Countless hours cooped up making weapons tend to do that to two people. The only other thing Torbjorn would criticize you about is to stop adding a snack compartment to everything. Snack compartments are a genius idea, what are you kidding? Okay. Which means that now it is time to follow the pieces of the aircraft instead. So I think this will be Junkrat and what's his face? Roadhog. You follow the trail of broken aircraft pieces until you come along a clearing with various weapons. Tossed to the side, you hear a loud grunt just as a small explosion goes off. Whoa. Watch your step. A gravelly voice calls out to you. Thankfully, you look down and avoid the bear trap that laid open in front of you. Thanks. It'd be bad news if I stepped in that. If you plan on staying, I'll have to warn you that things tend to go boom around here. The large man laughs, though it comes out more like a wheeze. Actually, I was wondering if you saw these two guys, grumpy and cranky, one of them dressed like a cowboy and the other like a grim reaper. If I'm thinking of the right guys, I stopped by not too long ago, said something about the lines of leaving the brat in favor of getting a move on faster. They left me. The next time I see them, I'm gonna cuss them out. This is our next main path, I think. Guess you're stuck with me, Pipsqueak. My name's Manaphy, not Pipsqueak. Bet everyone is small compared to you. Trail off as Roadhog's large build starts to loom over you menacingly. And my name's Roadhog. Got something to say? Nope. I didn't think so. Do you know about a missile or something? Yeah, that was me. So are you gonna apologize? Why should I? Your aircraft hit my missile. That doesn't make sense. Just stay out of my way. Stand around awkwardly, curious but not stupid enough to actually mess with anything laying around. Who knows when something will just explode in your face. Thankfully, Roadhog is kind enough to tell you if something is too dangerous for you to even get near. Is this even fun for you? The man stays silent at your question, and you find yourself unhappy to be ignored. I said, do you even enjoy all of this? Roadhog, I asked you something? I need my space. Well, then you can have it, jerk. He stomped off to the other end of the clearing in a huff. It takes a few minutes for you to calm down and realize just how much you overreacted. Feeling guilty, you make your way to the man and apologize. Hey, Roadhog? I know I kind of overreacted back there. Sounds a snort from the man. Better than ignoring you, though. Guess I'm just really stressed. I'm in a place I don't know. It was just an aircraft accident, and those two guys who thought were my friends or at least cared enough not to abandon me left me behind. Yeah, they seem like jerks. I'm sorry. Roadhog heaves himself up and lets out a heavy sigh. Not to me, people would even think about apologizing to a guy like me. Not like they usually live after insulting me, but you understand what I'm saying. All my life has been a series of disappointment. My home was taking the radiation. Everything I did was to survive at first, but everyone refused to see that and instead labeled us as criminals, monsters. So I became the monster they wanted me to be. But you aren't one. I'm not deluding myself. I know what I am. That was probably the most you've ever heard from Roadhog, the usually stoic man. For once, you're left without anything else to say. It takes a lot more conversations pulled out of the man before you start to fully realize how deep his trauma and insecurities lie. You don't see it in the game, but as real people, they have their own doubts and fears. For Roadhog, his stemmed from the fury of losing his home and then change brought on from the radiation. He's more than the sociopathic killer that he was made out to be, and you know this now. You wonder just how many more people more of the others are like Roadhog, misunderstood and hurting. Aura. Yeah. So the funny thing is, Junkrat's also like 6.5 feet tall or something, but just like because he's paired up with Roadhog all the time, he looks like he's like, average height. But yeah, no, he's freakishly tall as well. Yeah, shouldn't Junkrat be with you? Got blown up by something earlier. Should be over there. Large man points somewhere west of you. You decide to find the other Australian because there really wasn't anything else to do. Yeah, he's freakishly huge. He's also crouched over all the time, which is why the freakishly hugeness doesn't really sink in. You wander around until you see a pile of metal with steam coming off of it. Wonder if he had anything to do with this. Oh! You jump at the sound of someone groaning. You think it came from the scrap pile, so you use your shoe to poke around. Hello? Is anyone there? A hand erupts from the side of the pile, allowing a few scrap pieces to fly out. Another hand follows it, and eventually an entire body climbs out. Ah! Yeah, that was a close one. Oh, so it was you. Yeah, so did Roadhog send you to find me or something? I was worried about you. Junkrat blushes at your words. He looks flustered and a bit embarrassed. Closest thing to like a vaguely romantic story so far. Ah, yeah, where's this coming from? From my heart! You reach over to wrap your arms around the man and find that he is just as lean and lanky as his lanky figure suggests. I mean, there's also a tire on him and grenades, so, be careful. Too close, too close! Well, that was quick. Junkrat doesn't understand it, though he does understand many things, but you seem to have feelings for him, whatever those were. Every day, without fail, you find a way to cling yourself onto his person, and when you're lucky, you manage to plant a kiss on Junkrat's shocked yet blushing face. You're frustrated yourself. This is the most romantic one out of all of them, I swear. You frustrate yourself at how dense the Australian man is, but you hope that one day he notices you and your feelings. Roadhog watches your courtship of Junkrat and laughs. The jerk. I think one of the alternate Tracer ones is also like vaguely romantic because she apparently says like "I love you" all the time. But like, yeah, this is the most romantic one so far. It does kind of read like a 13-year-old's fanfic, but I guess that's what happens when you have, 16 or so of these that you have to make. Have a nice day. And even, like, double endings for them. Um, okay, does the... just bored. Thanks for looking for me. I try my best. You look like the kind of person who could use something blown up. Don't like the smile on Junkrat's face, but you say yes anyway. Maybe if you manage to nab one of his bombs, you can toss it at McCree and Reaper for payback. Sure, why not? I think this will be the start of a beautiful, beautiful friendship. Okay, so that's all that is. Everyone suffers greatly after you and Junkrat start working together. You're the brains of the duo, making sure that all of the awry shenanigans that Junkrat uses to get up to doesn't happen, and instead make each prank successful and only somewhat deadly. Junkrat helps you get revenge on McCree and Reaper, the two men finding literal ticking time bombs in their rooms every morning for a stray 2 weeks. Roadhog joins in, sometimes too, though an entire area gets blown to smithereens whenever that happens. Ending 23, Cobber. Okay. I feel like I hit a wall with where to go with these. Because I feel like that was all of the things. I guess we can go back to the very start. Yeah, what should our new name be? Um, Overwatch and Girl 231. No. Um, yeah, maybe Winston has a few that way. Um, Ash Ketchum. Because I gotta get them all. Skeleton War, I like that. Let's be Skeleton War. Where am I? This is old news. Hey, it's this dude. I say as if I wasn't Skeleton War, huh? What's wrong? Let's see here. First option. Been experimenting. I'm Skeleton War. It's nice to meet you. Shoots an unimpressed face at Soldier 76. What do you expect me to do with this one? Let us stay with Winston. Guess I'll stay here with Winston. Let's save that over there. See if this means anything. That's Sir to you, rolls his eyes. Speaking out on the... Oh, freaking out on the inside. Well, I've gotta go, Skeleton War. Behave, Winston. Make sure Skeleton War doesn't cause trouble. I will raise an entire Skeleton War. Bye, Dad. You really called him your father. Oh, come on. Out of everyone, he really is the team dad. Shrugs. Moving on, you seem to know who I am, so I'm gonna go ahead and assume you know what this organization is. Obviously, Overwatch! Is that it? Yes. Guess there's a lot to catch up on. I'm not dumb, I know everyone's names, and Baxter's the animated shorts. I even know that you've taken Dr. Winston's name. What did you just say? Well, I'm just saying, I know about the doctor who took care of you, but it's not like I'm gonna use your past against you or anything. I don't know how to blackmail people like that. Winston stares at you with a considering look. He seems to be judging you and your intentions. Gulps. You don't seem like you're trained enough to be some kind of spy. So does that mean I'm in the clear? Absolutely not. It's now up to me to monitor you and your actions and decode whether or not you're a threat. I guess we're gonna woo the monkey. Excuse me. Rinks, can I just say I like your glasses? Oh, thanks. I like yours too. Continue to flirt unapologetically until Winston finally gives in. He says it's because of your charm that he ever saw anything in you, but Winston argues that you happen to have a ridiculous amount of peanut butter on your person. Ending 1, PB&J. Does the other ending do anything? Is that it? Yeah, I don't really enjoy romancing this monkey. Now, how about how you're a genetic experiment, and I know about Dr. Winston. What did you just say? Not like I'm gonna use your past against you or anything. Winston stares at you with a considering look. He seems to be judging you and your intentions. Oops. You don't seem like you're trained enough to be some kind of spy. Does that mean I'm in the clear? Absolutely not. And decide whether you're a threat. What happens if you think I'm a threat? And I'll have to eliminate you. Gulp. Guess I'll have to prove myself, huh? You prove yourself through numerous tests and a bulk shipment of peanut butter. You hope that Winston sees you as much as a friend as you see him, but sometimes you get a slight feeling that he views you as a convenient test subject. Oh no, we have become the lab rat. Okay. It's training again. Just need to see, like, all the answers that I have. Oh, geez, okay, we don't need that. I honestly, maybe I'll look into it at some point, but I think for now that might be good on those. How the turns have tabled indeed. Um, so yeah, I think I'll call it there on this. If I can find out if there are more, maybe I'll do a reprise of this when I'm back from Idaho. But until then, that was a significant portion of Overwatch. Reload, an Overwatch dating game. And yeah, I'll put a link to it once I'm done streaming it, so you guys can also play it. Double finger guns. So yeah, I will see you guys sometime eventually. Yes. Goodbye. Goodbye.